What is a dollar really worth? By www.forexconspiracyreport.com. When all of the Forex trading is done, you need some of your greenbacks to pay the mortgage, buy food, and gas up the car. For the purpose of living, the question is, what is a dollar really worth in terms of the things you need and buy? This way of thinking is essentially fundamental analysis and is useful to asset managers who want to maintain the value of their holdings over time. Bloomberg addresses this way of thinking in an article about how to calculate the true value of the dollar. Inside some of the world's biggest asset managers, the quants are transforming a centuries-old theory to answer a burning question: what is the dollar's true value? At the heart of the theory is fair value, the level a currency should eventually drift toward, regardless of how expensive or cheap it is at any given point. Scholars from 16th century Spain first measured it by price levels, proposing that exchange rates should adjust to the cost of goods so that a bag of sugar or a yard of fabric would cost the same in different nations when expressed in the same unit. Nowadays, analysts at UBS Wealth Management and Goldman Sachs Asset Management, which oversee more than $3 trillion combined, are deploying quantitative analysis to upgrade this basic concept. The methods may vary, but they're sending a consistent signal that should worry dollar bulls. The greenback is too expensive after a 30% rally that's lasted almost 3 years. The general consensus of experts is that currencies tend to oscillate around their fair value in terms of buying commodities. That puts the dollar on the high end today. But how fast will it correct, and when will that happen? And meanwhile, what are people doing with their overpriced dollars? Offshore shopping spree. CNBC says that U.S. companies are on an expensive foreign shopping spree. U.S. companies are paying up to buy foreign firms, and prices will likely only go up. We expect higher prices to continue in M&A transactions, especially in the U.S., said Dylan Cox, analyst at deal-making data compiler PitchBook. You have too much capital chasing too few deals, he said. The 4 largest announced U.S. acquisitions of overseas companies all occurred within the last 5 months, according to Richard Peterson, senior analyst at S&P Global Market Intelligence. Topping the list are 2 announcements of more than $40 billion each: Qualcomm's agreement to buy NXP Semiconductors and Praxair's plan to acquire Lind. The dollar is strong, and those with cash are buying before the greenback weakens. Remember how GM bought 25% of Toyota in the 1980s with strong dollars? Today it is GE and Johnson & Johnson out shopping. What does the administration want? Trump does not want a strong dollar. His administration will work to weaken the greenback in order to make U.S. exports more competitive. How this will play out remains to be seen, but it should be kept in mind when dealing with how much the dollar is really worth. For more insights and useful information about Forex markets and trading, visit www.forexconspiracyreport.com.